Afternoon. My name is Kaleem Nazim, and we're here today in solidarity with our family, friends, and our loved ones with five different organizations: the Arkansas Coalition for the Abolishment of the Death Penalty, Arkansas Justice Reform Coalition, the Arkansas Poor People's Campaign, a national call for more revival, decarcerating the seed of liberations. We're not here today because we want to be here. We're here today because we're forced to be here. We're here today to address the injustices that's being perpetrated on our families and loved ones who are incarcerated during this pandemics of all pandemics. We feel that the treatment that they are being issued is unjust and humane, and we would like the governor in the state of Arkansas to address the issues pertaining to the COVID-19 and follow the CDC guidelines. We have family and loved ones that will be testifying pertaining to the treatment that has been meted out over the last 3 or 4 months, and it's unacceptable. We have a list of demands that will be presented in this conference. This is the People's Press Conference, and the people's voice will be heard. At this time, I would like to pass the mic to Ms. Laura Berry, who will be reading the demands that we're presenting at this press conference. And with that, Laura.
Having grown up in prison and living with those ladies for 11,964 days, they were my family. I left those women behind, but never have they left my thoughts. Having been very sick at one point in my incarceration, I know the struggle of getting the right medical care, the fear and emotional turmoil you suffer on top of the pain you're experiencing. And add that to the emotional and mental toll it takes on your loved ones because they are unable to be there for you. That's why I'm standing here today to represent every man and woman in the Arkansas Department of Corrections, Arkansas Community Corrections. No matter their crime, they are someone's son, daughter, mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, or uncle. So today I stand here reading to you the list of demands we have for Governor Hutchinson. A complete list of the demands will be available at thepeoplespressconference.com. Number 1, reduce the number of people who are incarcerated or detained. Number 2, ensure that all people who are incarcerated are housed in safe and sanitary conditions. 3, provide prompt, responsive, and appropriate medical care as needed for all physical and mental health needs. Number 4, enact policies and procedures that help promote the health of incarcerated persons and limit the spread of COVID-19 within units and facilities. 5, take action to prevent the spread of COVID-19 by staff and outside contractors. Number 6, don't make this time more stressful for families than absolute necessary. And I would kind of like to add a little bit to that. We're asking that they provide unlimited access for free phone calls and video visitations so that families can maintain contact through the pandemic. Lift all restrictions for those who have lost phone privileges. Provide all persons held in ADC and ACC facilities with a free tablet, and provide rapid and transparent communication with family members. Number 7, eliminate unnecessary face-to-face contact for justice-involved people. Provide for maximum transparency by release and make public the daily number of staff, contractors, prisoners, and residents of ADC and ACC who are suspected of contracting, screened for, found positive with, hospitalized, and have died from COVID-19, categorizing them by unit and facility, desegregated by race, ensure that members of the press are able to speak with incarcerated persons in a confidential manner. Don't make this time more stressful for families than absolutely necessary. In solidarity with our friends, family members, and loved ones who are incarcerated, Arkansas Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty, Arkansas Justice Reform Coalition, Arkansas Poor People's Campaign, a national call for more revival, decarcerate, and cease deliberation.
My name is Tony Ritter. I was recently released from the West Memphis East Central Arkansas Community Corrections Center 2 weeks ago today. This puts me in a unique position to be able to share with you what is going on, what is not going on in order to protect the women of ACC. For the record, I was not released in response to COVID-19 or in response to the compassionate release. I was held the maximum amount of time for my sentence. It's been very hard to wrap my head around the reality of this pandemic. We're not supposed to ask any questions. There's no news available, no newspaper. No information regarding COVID-19 other than hand wash notice posted on the wall by the health department. All the news that we received was from family members that passed it on to phone calls that they were willing to pay for themselves. It's very scary and frustrating to be left in the dark. One thing to me seems very clear is that there's no way to make it safe while it remains so overcrowded. No amount of safety practices are going to be sufficient in these kind of conditions. It's just not possible. Infection spreads so badly in crowded conditions like this, you have to wear shoes to take a shower. You have over 350 women living in shoulder to shoulder, sleeping shoulder to shoulder in a building that's designed to house maybe only 50. Now I'd like to discuss a little bit about what the measures that have been taken to protect people and what the actual practices are. The prison administrators are very good at finding technical loopholes to remain in compliance and also to keep us in the dark. Masks were provided several weeks before my release. I'm actually wearing my state issue mask right now. They were fashioned from bed sheets at the Cummins facility by the bed there and shipped over to the West Memphis facility. Social distancing. Again, there's no way to socially distance in an overcrowded prison. You have 80 people lined up in a 40-foot hall every 2 hours per count. Bunks less than 3 feet apart, side to side and top to bottom. Bottom line, there's just no way to social distance. In the main corridor, we would walk 6 feet apart. That's the only time we would be socially distancing. That is what they call social distancing in the prison. Hand washing, there is no soap provided. Soap can be purchased off the commissary and must be kept locked in your trunk at all times. There is no soap allowed in the bathrooms, per punishable rule. No paper towels, no hand towels, no hand sanitizer. Hand washing was so inconvenient that it rarely happens. We were allowed each 1 drop of hand sanitizer before each meal. After eating, we would return to the barracks and have to use the same doorknob that everybody else had just touched. Cleaning. The bathrooms, the toilets, showers, and sinks that we all shared were washed once daily. No gloves were allowed for scrubbing the toilets. No gloves were allowed for cleaning the showers. We're afraid to make complaints or even requests for fear of retribution. We're afraid to ask questions regarding our welfare. The message is very clear. We do not have basic human rights. When the pandemic became recognized as a real threat, my attorney called to see what measures could be taken as a result of the inquiry. I was called into the warden's office and asked, "What makes you think you should get to leave?" "Well, you're not going to get to leave because of COVID-19. Within a couple weeks, I was taken off my long-standing job as groundskeeper and put on service crew where my main job was to clean approximately 30 officers' toilets. Disposable gloves were so sparse that I had to sneak, wash, and pre-wear for several weeks at a time my rubber gloves. I never received an explanation for my job change, but it was not only degrading but dangerous. Medical care, extremely insufficient. If anyone's experiencing symptoms that might be related to COVID-19, they can put in a sick call, at which point 2 days later they can be seen by a nursing staff for about 5 minutes. If they're deemed sick enough at that sick call to need medical attention, then they have to wait 2 more days to see a doctor. To my knowledge, no one at East Central Arkansas Community Corrections Center had been tested for COVID-19. Again, none of the measures in the world could be sufficient as long as the overcrowding continues. Thank you.
In closing, we refuse to be hypocritical in the things that we ask for. we not only ask for these demands for the guys who are incarcerated, but also for those who work there. And we're now going to make an attempt to hand deliver the demands to the governor up front here. If anyone would like to support this organization or support this call, feel free to contact the peoplespressconference.org or .com, the peoplespressconference.com. And with that, we'll close out. Thank you, guys.